When it is written in this manner, f of x dx b to a, what this means is area under the graph of f of x with respect to, this is quite important, with respect to x-axis from x equals to a to x equal to b, and this is spoken as integral of f of x from x equal to a to x equal to b. Now if I were to draw this, if I were to represent this in graphical terms, this means this thing. This is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, this is my function, let's say this is my function f of x. Now this integral, it represents this area from a to b, right? So this integral represents this area. The answer of this integral will be equivalent to this area from a to b. Alright. Now if I had a little bit of different function, let's say it was written f of y dy from b to a. Now what this means is, it's a little bit different. What this means is area under the graph of f of y with respect to x-axis from y equals to a to y equals to b. I know this is a little bit confusing, but let me draw the graphical representation of this and hopefully you'll understand it. So this will be presented like this. This is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and this will be my, so this is my curve f of y. Now this, the answer of this integral will give me the area from y equals to a to y equals to b, this area right here. Alright, now we'll learn about this thing later on, but this is quite important. Alright, now moving on, how to actually take the integral of a function. It's quite simple. As you know that the derivative of x of n is n into xn minus 1, and the derivative of a constant is 0. These were the two ground rules when you were to take the derivative of x or an expression, right? Now, as you can guess that integration is we know that integration is opposite of differentiation. Now if we were to take the integral of x of n, I would get such an answer that if I derivate that answer, it will give me this x of n back again. So the integral of x of n is xn plus 1, increase the power by 1, bring the increased power downwards, plus k, plus a constant k. Now why did I mention this constant k? Was, you know that I've just told you that if I were to derivate this thing, I will get this answer, x of n, x power n, because derivation is opposite of integration, and if I were to integrate this thing, I'll get this answer. Now let's say if I derivated this, now the derivative of constant is 0, right? If I derivate this, I'll get this answer, right? For example, d by dx, if I do xn plus 1 over n plus 1, this will give me, bring the power down, reduce the power by 1 over n plus 1, right? So these two will cancel out each other and I'll get x and x power n, which is same. See? So we're not sure that whether there was a constant in this expression or not, because if there was a constant, it would have been equal to 0. When we take the derivative of this entire thing, the constant would become equal to 0. So we're not sure whether there was a constant or not, hence we put k as a precautionary measure, always. Whenever we integrate a function, we put k in it, alright? So there is one ground rule of integration, which is integral of x of n dx is equal to xn plus 1 over n plus 1 plus k. Alright? Now if I were to integrate, let's say, function of a function, let's say if I had ax plus n, ax plus b power n, if I were to integrate this with respect to x, so this will give me ax plus b power n over n plus 1, this is n plus 1, into the derivative of this, which is a, plus k, because as you can see that if I derivate this entire thing, I'll get this ax plus b power n. Alright, so this is another rule. Right, which can be termed as, if you were to integrate a function of a function, let's say this is a function ax plus b and this is another function which is increasing the power of ax plus b to n. If I were to integrate this, I'll increase the power by 1 and bring the increased power downwards, and also divide this function by its derivative, which is a. Alright, so that's how you integrate stuff. Now in the next video, we'll do some integration examples to further clear this out.